Anyway, let us get into this deck here. The leader ability is Mahakam Forge. This allows us to spawn and play Tempering. Tempering is this card here, boost an allied by 5. If it's a dwarf, you also give it 2 armor. The leader ability gives all our dwarves in our deck 1 armor to begin with, so it's pretty neat, as you'll see. That will pay well for us with the combinations that we have here. We have Magic Lamp as the stratagem. We're not necessarily looking to boost anything or give it Veil here, even though we do play some units with order abilities. It is not so important to ensure they do not get locked or whatnot. We more want points on the board to go with, so we've gone with Magic Lamp. Got a Neuromancy as usual in here. It's an Echo card, we get to play it twice. Pull any card from our deck. Zoltan Warrior. This is quite a nice card. If we play this on the melee row, it spawns 2 Rowdy Dwarves. In the ranged, it's going to boost all allied Rowdy Dwarves by 2. Rowdy Dwarf being this card that you see here. The way we are using Zoltan in this deck, guys, is he's preferably for the 3rd and final round or into the 2nd round. You'd like to play him. And we typically like to play him on the melee row because he's going to give us more units on the board. And because this is the Zoltan card, a nice combination piece that we have in this deck is playing Zoltan's Company whenever we play a Zoltan. So by doing this, it's going to spawn 3 Rowdy Dwarves on an allied row. And as you can see here, if you control Zoltan, it gives 1 armor to all dwarves on that row. So you can imagine, you know, you play Zoltan, the card that I just showed you above here, it's going to give you 3 units. At the time, those dwarves won't have armor. But then playing that nature card that I showed you will give them armor. In addition, it's not only going to give those Rowdy Dwarves armor, but the Rowdy Dwarves that it spawns will also have armor because Zoltan is on the board, yeah? And the importance of our dwarf units having armor rests particularly in our key piece in this deck, which is playing Brouver, this card here. On deploy, he gains 1 armor for every dwarf in your hand. Barricade at the end of your turn. Boost all dwarves with armor on this row by 1. So you can imagine why it's important to have that nature card, which will spawn Rowdy Dwarves and give armor in combination when Zoltan is down. Obviously, we're getting some very big value out of Brouver then. He'll be boosting all those dwarves up at the end of the turn. But remember, he must have the barricade condition met, meaning he must have armor on him for that ability to be working. So keep that in mind. You want to play this Zoltan's Company card when we have either one of the Zoltans down on the board. But these are combination pieces that you're saving for when you're playing Brouver, right? So the other Zoltan card that we have is this one down here. I might as well skip to it now since we're talking about it. This has resilience, meaning that it can carry over into the next round if it survives. So this is a card that you can play in the 1st round or 2nd, obviously. There's no use playing it in the 3rd, really, if you're looking to get value out of the resilience aspect of it. But still, even if you do end up pulling it in the 3rd, it will boost adjacent dwarves by 2, which isn't too much of a bad play. But this card, I'd recommend playing this in the 1st or 2nd, and if you're going to play it in the 1st round, be sneaky about it. Try to play it late so your opponent doesn't have a chance to take it out. Maybe once they've passed, you can play it so it sticks on the board. That's my advice to you guys. And as I said, the company card here would work either way well with this Zoltan or the Zoltan Warrior. So yeah, I've gone over Brouver. Brouver is a card that we'd like to play into the 2nd or the 3rd round. It really depends. I mean, you could go for a 2-0 with this deck, you know, with our resilience units down, and then you can go for a finish with Brouver if you want, or you could take him into a 3rd round. It's really up to you. Depends how things are shaping up. We do have Heat Wave in this deck. It allows us to banish a unit or an artifact. Justice, very nice card. Because we've got so many dwarves in this deck, we don't really have to worry about, you know, say in typical fashion, having just one of these in our hand and not being able to thin the rest out of our deck. But this will be the target predominantly. So this allows us to thin our deck down because it pulls the other copy from our deck. But say if you don't get that, I mean, not a bad alternative would be the Dwarven Mercenary. It's a 7-point unit. It's pretty good to pull out too. And with Justice, you can use that in the first round just to get nice and far ahead in combination with your resilience units. Yarpen is quite a nice card. I think it's an underrated card, not used too often. I would advise using this card in the third and final round, and save your leader ability for this card preferably because of its ability, Barricade. At the end of your turn, lose armor and boosts off by that much. So from our leader ability, he will have 1 armor on him anyway to begin with. So he's going to boost himself by 1 if you don't use leader, but our leader will also give him armor, so keep that in mind. And I mean, you can even take some of our other order ability units which give armor, such as this one. You can imagine taking this into the final round with Yarpen, giving it 2 armor. It's going to use its Barricade to boost. Even here with Paulie, he's got an order ability of giving an allied unit 2 armor. That's another combination you can use. Use the order ability from Paulie onto Yarpen. Gabor, typically we want to play him in a resilience fashion in this deck. Look to play him on the melee row. Ranged is quite good too. He's got the immunity then. Whenever you play a dwarf, boosts off by 1. Quite a good card this can be. So you can imagine playing the first round, throwing him down. He's on your board into the second round, and as you play a dwarf, he's going to keep boosting by 1. So we can get quite far ahead. Once again, play this card as you would the other Zoltan resilience card that I showed you guys, this one here. Basically, you want to be sneaky about how you play him. Play him in the first or second round for the maximum benefit. But once again, if you get him in the third and final round, it's not too bad either, having him as an immunity unit. So you can see we've got some pretty versatile plays in this deck. Figus. So Figus is our defender unit. And what's quite nice is that he gives us an extra dwarf, which will synergize quite well with some of the cards that we have here, Brouver being one of them. And obviously we're playing the Figus card with Brouver, so we give Brouver some protection, yeah? So you want to throw him down in the second or third round and then start thinking about setting Brouver up somewhere. Paulie is a nice card to take into the third and final round, and you want to keep in mind playing Paulie with Yarpen, as I just explained, for the reason of Yarpen's Barricade ability. So that way we can make use of his order somehow. Another neat thing about the card here is that we have a number of units which kind of require to be played on a certain row. In particular being this one here, and also these 2 down here, because they're going to boost off by the number of allied dwarf units on this row. So sometimes we can get pretty row stacked and not have space. So you want to keep in mind that you can use Paulie's movement ability, move a unit to the other row, as a way to move one of those units from that row away, and then it's going to create some gap for you to play a Mahakam Guard or maybe Barclay. So keep that in mind. You can play them that way too. We do have an Elf Mage in this deck as a Purify. Predominantly, it's mostly for Brouver, guys, just in case he gets locked. And, you know, if something else gets poisoned, why not? You also get the benefit of Vitality for 4 turns if you want to play this card in that fashion. So if you come up against locks and poisons, maybe take this with you. Barclay, as I said, boost an allied unit by the number of dwarf units in this row. So keep in mind, you got to keep a tally of the number of units we have on a row at a time. Think ahead. Obviously, you don't want to take maybe this card and the 2 other ones that require row placement together, because we might not have enough room. So just think like that sometimes. But this card's pretty flexible. Use this anytime throughout a match, as long as your row's pretty stacked, so you get some benefit. Yep, with the Mahakam Volunteers, keep them in your deck, thin them out with Justice. Make sure you have a dwarf down on the board already. Play a bronze dwarf or crown splitter unit from your deck. If you already control a dwarf or crown splitter, also spawn a Cleaver's Muscle. So if you want to spawn a Cleaver's Muscle, which is this card here, make sure that you guys have a dwarf down on the board already, okay? Mercenaries, nice little filler card. Damage shelf by 1 for each non-dwarf unit in your hand. The only non-dwarf units that we have are the Purify and also Squirrel, so they should play pretty good throughout a match. 2 Pyrotechnicians in this deck. play one to open up the first round. It's not a bad way to start. And then you can go into your resilience units and justice. Squirrel's nice at times, you know, use it on things like Neuromancy, as we have here. AA, Amphibious Assault, Northern Realms play. Egan, if people are playing Egan in a monsters deck. Whatever kind of carryover cards you can see in an opponent's graveyard, just look out for those and play it on that. Got some miners in here as well. So the miners boost an allied unit by 2. If it's a dwarf, also give it 2 armor. Keep in mind, as I said, playing this with Yarpen. So these are just filler cards. We can play them throughout any time throughout a match. The Mahakam Guard, as I said, guys, boosts off by the number of allied dwarf units on this row. These are kind of finisher cards when you have your whole row stacked. Playing the Zoltan's, I think it was Zoltan's Company, was it? Yeah. It's like, you know, we got all these units with Zoltan's Company, Brouver, Defender, and then like as finishers, you just kind of throw these guys down and get some big boosts. And we got one little old Dwarven Skirmisher here. Damage an enemy unit by 3. If it survived, boosts off by 2. So, all in all, that is the deck. I really hope you're going to have some fun with this deck. It's been quite successful for me. Let me know your progress with it in the results down below, please. And without further ado, let's get into it. Probably just start off with that. Yeah, not really looking for this. Yeah, Milk Clog or Hyperthin.
A wee hint.
It's got Wanderers. Cantarella to begin.
I shall be your eyes, my lord.
Okay. Takes Defender.
Would you rather I crushed your head or rip it clean off? Alright, that's no problem.
Mill, boo. Let's go on a strike against Mill decks. Let's all get together against them, guys. So I guess against Mill, you know, typically they say you want to win the first and finish them off in the second round. That's what they advise you to play. Man, he's hit some good cards right away too. He's gotten some good cards out of us.
Know if anyone's got any hooch left.
Degenerates. Not holding back, eh? Just gonna call it for what it is.
We follow Letho's lead.
Yeah, it's a bit better for us.
They used to tire my tongue about that.
First play, Canter your Unseen Elder. Wow. I feel your pain. My condolences. Sounds rough. But that's what we get more of us in these kinds of plays. Is that gonna stack me up too much?
Leave it to us.
Pretty far ahead on points though. But they don't really care about that usually. Yeah, that's true. Okay, well. They give us round control. But I'm very worried because we lost defender. This worries me, guys. This worries me. It's a good hand.
Neath the ground rest countless wretches and corpses.
Streak ball can end with us. Let's finish him off. I'm gonna try to go for 2-0 maybe, but it's just with that defender. Would have been nice to have him. And then we could just be boosting everything up together, safe. But we'll have to see now. Circle of Life? Wow, that's a really weak play, hey? Wow, 3-point play.
Use a pint.
Probably go company next, then Brouver. Wow, he gives Uniform to that. Yeah, well, in a sense that's smart. He knows what's up. Can use this to give armor to something.
I like you whether you like us or not.
Not all battles need end in bloodshed.
And the water, my lord.
Reflected Scoia'tael-Mahakam!
Mahakam wasn't built in a day.
Their Wanderers is going to go pretty big. And they got resilience with Zoltan, they took it from us. I think it's gonna...
Your attention,
Yeah, it's not good.
I shall now speak.
What a vessel poison.
So I think this is Wanderers here. See how that plays out now. Play Zoltan first. Yo, Jay, what's up? Good day. Emma's playing everything out. Yeah, I've heard a bit about them. Foltest got reduced to a 5-powered unit. Something with Jackpot got changed too, right? Sounds interesting. They don't sound major, but their changes enough to force some kind of alterations in the decks too in the play, so provisions matter, yeah? So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. Last one will be... We're going all in, guys. We're just going for it here. We're going for the 2-0. Has to be.
What is truth if not an illusion? That was not in the spell books.
Has to be 2-0, guys. There we go. Bring it home. Bring it home, Brouver. Come on. Come on, Brouver. Do us proud. Come on.
Snap.
Yeah. Bring it. Yes. We got it, guys. We got it. Don't GG. Ah, it's all good. I'm not that kind of a player. I'll GG anyone. I don't care. That's all good. It's just the game. You know what I mean? No hard feelings. I take it real easy. I'm always positive with people and stuff. I don't get on that level with people. It's all good. Right. So we don't want really, you know, so many of these for the first round. Those for more the second and third. So we can pass one of these off. We got Justice. That's pretty nice for the first. Got Mercenary, not bad.
Not getting in the way of my axe.
Pretty good value. As long as our hand is all dwarves, pretty much get full value out of this card. That's quite nice for us.
Don't you pester me.
It's a pretty slow play. We may punish them for that.
Know if anyone's got any hooch left.
Let's have a look. Justice gets us a lot of points quite quick, so we'll have a look here.
Hey, listen here. Listen well.
Nothing again. I think now's justice time. If that's the case, let's put it on them a bit here.
Get out, you baldy-faced baby.
Just waiting on the right time for Zigrin here. You don't want to leave it out there to get taken out. You want to be a bit sneaky with how you play it. You know what I'm saying? What could he have for that? Just trying to think here. Wow, restore. Okay, it's pretty interesting. I will play him if that's the case then. I will have a look. Hey Duarte, what's up? What's up, my loyal viewer? Welcome back. Very glad to see you here, my friend. You're back, I'm back too. We're both back together. So that's gone so tall, eh? I don't think I've ever seen a boosted greatsword, guys. It's funny to see that. Right. Shall play. It's gonna be Barclay. Well, you know, that doesn't take the carryover, but anyway. They don't carry boost over, armor over, resilience units. Yeah, a rare one. Yep, that's true. So I got Crow Mother. So it's kind of interesting what they're playing. They're playing some alchemy cards as well. Yeah. So we could a Nero for Zoltan. Gives us resilience. It's gonna be 6. Yeah, maybe we're putting that. Oh, there we go. We got it. Yeah, we'll go for a bleed here. So Blaze of Glory, it's a pretty interesting kind of deck. Definitely some experimenting going on here. Hjalmar, yep.
Who wants to face Skellige steel?
Cool. Let's go like this. Let's see how they play around this.
Stand before the Queen of Skellige.
Just one morsel.
Okay. Could be this now. Hey HP, what's up? How you doing? Just in the process of gathering some oh, can be. Okay, not a huge loss for us. What did he get? Okay. Yeah, as I was saying, just in the process of gathering some footage for YouTube. So yeah, happy to have you on, be a part of it. I think we're going Brouver here, man. What can you do with that? Move a Skellige unit from your deck to your graveyard. Could he have some heat wave? It's not looking like that kind of a deck. I could be wrong for doing this. Maybe it's not a good idea. But I'm just thinking of Yuta. If he's got Yuta in his deck and he wants to kill it. So... oh yeah, iced.
Skellige and Sinter shall stand ever together.
May Frey
Yeah.
choose the victor.
Oh, interesting point in the match, hey? Well, you know, I got resilience down on the board, so... and I could give Brouver armor back with Paulie. Have a look. Let's see what happens. Be interesting. I could heat wave this. Playing a bit risky, but risky is good sometimes.
I'll brush away those insults with your entrails.
Yep. What's he gonna do with that? Well. Yeah. He's gonna boost them all still. Here we go. Oh. Oh, here we go, guys. Is it the 2-0? Do we get it?
The goddess protect you.
We're boosting again after this. Just remember. Hey, there we go. Nice. Hey, 2-0, my friends. The power of the dwarves is real. Thank you. I think we'll put this away. Yeah, these are cards I like to save for later, you know? Really don't want to see that now, though. Yeah.
Have you seen a fuse flying about, have you?
Playing traps. Today is the meme day. Yeah, that's true as well. I'd expect that on this kind of a day. We shall play slow in that case.
Never ever whistle in a mic.
Why not?
I'd give my right hand for marinated herring.
You didn't find one harmony player?
Leave while you still stand.
Okay. It's gonna be justice. Yeah, it's pretty hard to find harmony players. It's not a typical leader you see, is it? Yep, climbing to pro is pretty specific kind of factions and decks you're gonna see usually.
I must re-examine the manuscripts.
For Mahakam!
We got points.
Illusions. You've yet to see what they can accomplish.
Time for you to die, Dwan!
Let's go on a card down. I think so, yeah. Unless they, yeah, no. Don't want to use leader, so. Okay. So I think it's Gezras to be careful of. Because the stacking range there, so I mean that could be kind of indicating something to us too. Could they have more poisons? Maybe, eh? Gezras, yep.
Uh-oh.
Let's see how it goes down, guys. What are we gonna face here? Definitely don't want to see a little furry friend here. Well, he still plays for 8. Maybe not so bad. Purify. You never know, I guess. Well, we're gonna go Nero for defender. I don't know, maybe I'll pass this. Okay. I think we're going ranged row. Because we got to look out for Gezras.
So plowing crummy in Nilfgaard!
It's what we gotta do, guys. Even though they've got defender, we still got movement, and we got heat wave. So, but anyway, if Gezras is gonna jump out, we're not gonna try to work around that. We'll just heat wave straight up. I think it's gonna be this now. Then we play the company card. Then we just drop Brouver, and this plays huge. I play this. So have a look. Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be Gezras because we see ranged row stacking. Most likely it is. We don't care, but we're just gonna do our thing. We're just gonna go for some huge boost now. So let them do what they want. We're gonna do our thing, they can do theirs. Let's see whose strategy is better. You think so, HP? Think you missed it? So the only cards that are really locked for us is, you know, this. Oh, it's we gotta.
My folk have suffered much.
Nah, man, I gotta get rid of that. No way. I'm not letting them do double heat wave, take out Brouver. Nah.
A sword to outshine all others.
Yeah, that's true. Heat wave. It has to be heat wave now, right? That's what I'm thinking. Because I mean, they can pull special into something, right? Like they could go. Oh, they already wasted that. They could go like a Nero into something else. So this is probably crushing trap. Most likely. Yeet means heat wave. We'll go Brouver next.
My old name? I don't remember. I don't care.
Mahakam wasn't built in a day.
Wow, he poisons it. At least we get the boost. But yeah, that poison, they've got another one of those of the ranges. Maybe we get a good combo with Zigrin, armour to finish. Yeah, that's fair.
Your next move shall be your last.
we must stick together. Double chase!
That's pretty late play.
Pen Ikea. Ted Dayred is nigh.
And he is one a good look at the axe!
Well, they're all armored, so it doesn't get much value too with the damage. Yeah, we got it, guys. Nice. Just finish it off.
Scoia'tael! Attack!
Cool. GG.